Believe it or not, the greatest sitcom of the last 5 years has come to Disney World. Yes, Bluey and her family have come to Walt Disney World, but wait a second, now they're gone again. I'm not even kidding. Let's talk about that here on That Park Place. Hello, everyone. I am Jonas J. Campbell, and I am here with Vash Guy. Vash, what kind of a day is it today?
Oh, it's a blue day, I guess.
But it's the good kind of
blue to me.
blue. Yeah, let's talk about it. Bluey arrives at the Walt Disney World Resort for a new scavenger hunt experience. This by Shannon Ace of Walt Disney World News Today. There's a twist here at the end, as you might have seen from the teaser. I got to pluck that one out of the edit. Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort launched their Healer Family Hide-and-Seek Scavenger Hunt on Thursday, marking the first official use of Bluey at Walt Disney World and at Disney Parks and Resorts in general. This was on November 2nd, but there's an update. There's a Bluey Healer Family Hide-and-Seek. We see this nice, looks like it's laminated form talking about this hide and seek here at the parks. Looks like a QR code. You can guys look that up if you want. The Healer family is on holiday at the campground, is playing hide and seek. Bluey needs your help to find all her family members so she can be crowned the hide and seek winner at their first Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know if they celebrate Thanksgiving over there in Australia. Interesting. Follow each clue to lead you to a family member in hiding. Once all the healers have been found, head to the bike barn to claim your prize. Look there. There's the bike barn at Fort Wilderness. There it looks like there is a scavenger hunt. We see some pictures here. There is Uncle Stripe right there. He's a cool dude. There's Nana, who I believe from the show she has learned how to floss. And look at that, a nice little sticker that you can get there. This does not look professionally done. Looks like something I could make on my own, just pointing that out there. For those of you who aren't aware of what Bluey is, here's a great little rundown. Bluey is an Australian animated kids TV series created by Jill Brum and produced by Ludo Studios. It premiered on ABC, that is the Australian broadcasting company, on October 1st in 2018. Disney has the international rights to Bluey. And Vash, I'm going to throw this to you. Is Bluey popular?
Oh, yes. It is extremely popular. It's a new sensation, new phenomenon, and is one of the main things keeping Disney Plus afloat as people, parents specifically, put Bluey in front of their kids while they eat.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Disney frequently, when Nielsen releases the streaming ratings, Bluey is near the top of the list. It is almost always the most streamed thing on Disney Plus. It's dipped a little bit recently, but also they took a little hiatus. But there was a moment when Bluey was in fact the most watched show, bar none, on streaming, and therefore probably the most watched show at all. This is the importance of Bluey as far as television goes and Disney Plus goes cannot be understated. There is a large swath of people for which Bluey is the reason that they subscribe to Disney Plus. So Disney getting them at the theme parks is a really big deal.
Well, no, it is. I will say, though, it's interesting. We just heard the earnings call right from Bob Iger, and he talks about Disney core. And I know there was some discussion about, what is core, what is not. Is Avatar core, is Avatar not? Usually what can be reflected in terms of what Bob Iger's thinking of what core is reflected in what theme park experiences there are, right? He views Star Wars as core. We have seen that represented in the parks. We view Marvel as core. We've seen that represented in the parks. Usually with some of these shows like Phineas and Ferb, Bluey, Kim Possible, they'll take these IP that they don't necessarily equivocate as core, right? But they'll take them, they'll put them in the parks, and they'll put them in like this kind of immersive game. In this case, this is a scavenger hunt, right?
Yep.
And they'll do kind of creative things, low cost things, in order to get them represented in the parks because they know they are so popular, but they don't necessarily associate with core. This is a very interesting thing here, where they're not even taking necessarily a Disney property; they're taking somebody else's property and putting it in the parks just due to its popularity.
And on the idea that it is it is someone else's property and not Disney property, we have this update from WDW News Today. The Bluey scavenger hunt at Walt Disney World abruptly ended for an unknown reason. Unknown, sorry. It looks like this has been pulled on, let's say, on Thursday, November 1st. They made the announcement, And while reasons for the discontinuation are unknown, reports indicate that while Disney has the broadcasting rights to Bluey, those rights do not permit the use of the characters at Walt Disney World. The description of the game referenced the Healer family preparing for Thanksgiving, indicating that Disney intended to keep it around at least through the holiday. It's gone. So
yes. And Jonas, I'll give the credit to you because I think we were going to cover this a little bit earlier than we end up doing, and I think you actually made the prediction that, well, wait a minute, I think there could be some rights issues, and sure enough, there might be.
I was surprised that, first of all, Bluey coming to the parks is a really big deal. That is a big get for Disney. They need all the positive things they can. I don't know if on Disney's side, if they want to focus on IP they own, although I'm imagining the Disney Junior numbers, where Disney Junior is still available, are probably pretty big for Bluey. Disney is supposed to be focusing on their own IP at the parks. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if someone has floated from Disney an offer to just flat out buy Bluey. And I hope those folks at Ludo Studios hold on to them for as long as possible. Disney right now is suffering because of the lack of new Bluey content. Although I will point out, to add a little bit of sunshine here to the end of this story, Daley Pearson, who is one of the producers there at Ludo, which makes Bluey, says there's a new Big Bluey episode coming worldwide in 2024, and Disney Plus would be included in this. There is a 28-minute episode of Bluey coming to Disney Plus and ABC, the Australian broadcasting company, sometime next year. Usual episodes are about 8 minutes apiece, so this is gigantic for this. And yeah, I responded to this and said, for real life, yes, we are Bluey fans here at the Campbell household.
Fantastic. Look, I mean, I was surprised to see Bluey's incorporation to the theme parks. It was kind of one of the first times they had ever done that. Obviously, they have had crossover with brands such as like Barbie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? But we haven't seen that for quite a while, as Bob has attempted to focus in on Disney's core brands and associate the parks with those exclusively. To get Bluey in there just speaks to the insane popularity, but it looks like they put the cart before the horse a little bit right there, or maybe one four-fingered hand doesn't know what the other four-fingered hand is doing.
That's a really good point. And so the question is that I have for the audience here is, do you think that this is an instance of Disney coming through and saying, hey, we don't own that, so we don't want to try to develop it here at the parks? Or did those over at Ludo use their big girl bark and say, we're going to sue the pants off of you unless you stop abusing our copyrights? We would love to hear from you in the comments down below. I almost said in the copyrights down below. All right. Well, like this video. If you like this video, consider sharing it out. If you know someone who's a fan of Bluey or Disney or both, that might be interested in this topic. And of course, subscribe to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.